Good morning. Welcome back to another plan with me. I am a little late this month because so much was happening with the market. I honestly lost track of time. Let me zoom out a little bit. This table is so shaky ever since I moved to this new place because it was previously on carpet, and I think the carpet was absorbing the shaking of the table a little bit more. I might have to do some rearranging to put my cabinets under the table again so it's just not rocky on these legs, but I'm so sorry if it comes up on the video if it is shaky. I'll try not to hit the table or like move my hands too much. So I've got my coffee here. I'm filming this first thing in the morning because, like I said, I am very behind on this. And for me, I feel like when I haven't done a plan with me, I don't know, like the month hasn't really started for me yet because I just don't know what to expect. I feel like I'm so out of it when I haven't done my plan. So it is currently the 8th. I had a market on the 4th. And so the 1st, 2nd, 3rd was just me in like deep focus mode preparing for the market. Sunday was my recovery day. And then there was a public holiday on Monday. So then my week really didn't start until Tuesday. And then I was supposed to film this yesterday, but I didn't end up getting around to it because I wasn't home alone, and I much prefer to film like these kinds of videos when I'm home alone. So it is Wednesday, the 8th. We're in the second week technically of the month, so that's where we're starting. I'm going back to this view, even though I didn't really check this at all, but as I was doing my morning pages, I was thinking about it again. The fact that I use the month to plan it, but then I never really look back at it again. And I kind of had that guilt thing, like, am I even doing anything? But I did realize that even if I don't look at it again, the process of still sitting down and planning out your month, I'm certain that makes a big difference compared to not doing anything at all. If anything, it kind of sets the ball into motion. And when you break it down as well into the weeks and days, it might not look like you're like planning from the month, but everything kind of stemmed from this initial month plan. And so that's how I'm kind of justifying it to myself. But yeah, I do think this is helping me because I'm seeing if there's any, blockers, anything I need to start a little bit earlier. And so I think I just need to let go of the idea that I'm not really doing a proper month plan because I never look back at it. And so I was just kind of doubting the usefulness of it, I guess. But no, I have come to terms with it. I've accepted that it's just for the planning stages for me for the month plan. And I think my brain just works a little bit better in the weekly and the daily as opposed to monthly. I don't know why I assumed I would be a monthly person, but based on my experience, weekly seems to be kind of as far ahead as I can really look and plan. Week to week makes much more sense to me, but at the same time, I still need to have the month overview to see how those weeks kind of fit together, if that makes sense. That was just my thoughts on the month plan. But if we review the goals for last month, my goals for September, I wrote prep for market, which I did. I didn't really have a choice, but I did. I did do the 2026 calendar cards, and they were delivered 2 days before the market, and I was able to pack it in time, and it was great. I was really happy to have that available at the market. And number 3 was catch up on footage. So I think I made a good start on it because I did get a studio vlog out. So I'm going to say yes, because I definitely made progress on it. So I'm giving myself the tick. That's pretty much it for the month. I don't really have anything to review because, again, I don't flip back to this at all. But just quickly, September it started off great. And then because I went into deep focus kind of market prep mode, I just kind of shut out everything. I honestly did not know what went on. And so, yeah, it was kind of empty the last kind of week before, I need to move this, week before the market prep. And I wasn't using that week because I wanted to use this one instead with the more of the numbers. So I kind of backlogged it a little bit. But as you can see, this was 2 days before the market, and I didn't even go back and tick anything off because I was just so deeply focused on restocking things and restocking envelopes. And I knew the tasks that I had to do. So I wasn't really in kind of planning mode at all. And then I had the market on the Saturday, and I was just kind of packing, doing last minute things on Friday. So yeah, really not in my journals at all during that time, and just resting mostly on the Sunday. But as we get to this week, we're kind of settling back in. By we, I mean I'm kind of settling back into my journals, getting back into the high level planning a little bit and feeling more creative, because when I'm in that mode where I'm just getting things done, I definitely don't feel creative. It's not a space for me to have ideas. There's definitely no time or space to have ideas. And so it's interesting, feeling when I'm in certain moods and knowing what I need at that time. So I very much let my journals like drop off during those moments, because I know like my brain just does not have capacity to be thinking about my journals or like writing in them. And because I know I'm focusing on particular tasks, I don't need, a crazy long to-do list or anything. So I actually needed to water the plants today, and I did do that. But I guess I'm still kind of in like weekly survival mode, because I know there's a lot of things I need to do this particular week, like little notes post, film the plan with me, do a finances recap, a market recap. So I haven't really thought beyond this particular week just yet. So let's set up the month of October. So again, today is the 8th. And I do journal updates on the 8th. So it is a big filming day today. I would like not to be filming 2 different videos on the same day, but I don't really have a choice when I'm kind of limited to the days I have home alone to film. And then weekly update on the Monday or Mondays. So even though I know that, I might not look back at this, I definitely know that it does help me. I know for a fact it does help me, because if I didn't do this at all, like I already know how I feel right now. And I feel like I don't know what's happening next week because I haven't done my plan at all. Whereas like once I've done this, I kind of have it in the back of my mind a little bit. Okay, so the weekly updates and the journal updates, and then I have a business check-in tomorrow. So I'll write that in. For the first time, I've actually finalized the date before I've done the plan with me, so I can actually write that in. Yeah, we had it on the first Thursday. I couldn't do it on this Thursday because I ended up just wanting to dedicate that time to market prep. So I decided not to do it 2 days before the market. So it's a little bit later, but that's okay. And then DDEP, I didn't end up doing DDEP at all that month, as far as I can remember. So I actually have to film 2 this month, which is fine because it's very easy for me to just talk on a podcast episode for my Patreon. But, ideally I would get that done today as well, because I'm going to assume I'm not home on Monday, Tuesdays, Wednesdays. So I'm freelancing on Fridays, so I'm not even home most Fridays. I might change that to every 2 weeks. So really the only days I'm home are Wednesday, which means I need to do the journal update. I need to film for a video. I need to do any voiceovers. I need to do any Patreon episodes on that date. Weekly update, it's in a different room, which is a little bit more soundproof, so I can do it in there. So, technically I can film my DD app anytime just in that room. It's just a little bit nicer in my studio because it's brighter, whereas like that recording room is, closed off, no windows whatsoever. But I probably can't film that today. Maybe tomorrow. I'm going to leave it because I know it's in the back of my mind, so I don't think I will forget that. But I need to film one of the DD apps that day and then maybe another one on the Tuesday, maybe next Tuesday. It's not ideal, but let me write it in pencil. I can't find my pencil. Okay, never mind. Moving on. The Patreon newsletter, I still have not done it for October. Again, behind on so many things because of the market. So Patreon newsletter and email newsletter needs to come out sometime this week. And then for the end of the month, the calendar and wallpaper can probably come out on the Thursday. Maybe cal and wallpaper, and then maybe the Patreon newsletter on this date. I just typically, it's an arbitrary rule, but I like to have one task per day, so it looks more spread out and not too cramped on one day. And then sticker club, I believe, is the last task. I'm planning to have a shop update on the 24th. And I don't know if that's really going to clash with this sticker club. But ideally, I finish the sticker club. Oh, I'm just going to be so stressed with, the products are done. So I just have to photograph them. Really? I shouldn't need to be too stressed, I think, for this shop update. I just have some new products that I got outsourced. So, and vinyl stickers that I haven't even, listed. Oh, I might put it here. Finish sticker club. And should I make the shop update next month instead? I really want to outsource for the next market. So my next market is... So my birthday is the 11th and I'm flying out the next day to go to an interstate market. So I'm based in Sydney, but the market is in Melbourne. And I will be in Melbourne from the 12th to the 15th. I fly out on the 15th. So because of that, I know I will be busy with market prep here and busy with market prep here, ideally here as well. But I will need to really outsource things kind of in these weeks here, if not also the last week. So maybe I should do the shop update here. I'm just going to write it in here. If it doesn't happen, it's fine. But this is what I mean about seeing like the calendar, the view plan, the month plan, because visually seeing it kind of helps you plan things out. I think this works. And I think I need to work on, like this is for the week breakdown, but I need to work on the sticker club very much here and very much here. So I'm getting ahead of myself, but I definitely do still struggle with the sticker club and I just need to start earlier. It's just a problem with starting because I'm very not confident with drawing at all. I find it quite difficult and quite stressful. And even though the end result is very satisfying and very fun, like once I have the kind of the rough sketch, then actually drawing it is not so bad, but it's just the ideation stage for me that is incredibly stressful. So in order to combat that, I really just need to start earlier. Like I really just need to start now. But baby steps. So my goal for October, I'm looking at my Notion page. I wrote, get back into a YouTube routine. That would be nice, yes. Catch up on ARC reviews. That is definitely a goal, but I don't know if it's a big enough goal to warrant taking up one of my 3. But I'll leave it for now while I think about it. And the third one is prep for shop update. I think now that I've set a date for it, I think it'll just be shop update rather than prep for shop update. So I'm going to change that now. You can probably just see it on the screen as shop update. And I think instead of, catch up on ARC reviews is a big goal. I'm trying to think if there's another goal that maybe takes precedence over that one, like outsource stickers, work on outsourcing stickers, but am I realistically going to work on it before the shop update? Probably not. I feel like I'm not going to even think about it until the very last week. You know what? Yeah, I'm going to keep catch up on ARC reviews because I think there's about 6-7 books that I've already finished. I just haven't written the reviews for it. And I really need to post them to Goodreads. I really need to make them public, to really earn my ARC reviewer status. But I'm going to write down here the goals. I feel like I wrote that way too close. Oh, I did. No. Okay, that's fine. Back into YouTube routine. I'm really working on establishing more of a strict editing and filming routine, which I'm kind of forced into because I only have the Wednesday to film. So that does kind of work out, but I do need to be a little bit more consistent with it because I don't like not being consistent. Like I want to put out more videos. I'm just all over the place a little bit with my schedule. 2 is catch up on ARC reviews. And 3rd is shop update. So yeah, shop update is definitely the big one, but I would be very happy if I could do all of that. So the video for this week, I want to use the space when I can because I love the idea of it. It's just a little sad that I'm not using the space. I think because I'm not consistent with my YouTube routine that I don't, have it here, but This will be part of it, right? Planning out my videos. So this week will be the October plan with me. I think I did the market prep video on, I will have to check because I don't remember when I posted it, but I think I posted it that week. I posted it October 2nd. Yes. So I posted market. Oh, I wrote that way too high. No. Market prep update. So we're on track for a video a week. I'm going to tick this because I'm doing it right now and I think I'm on track. I think it'll be a studio vlog next week. And then it'll be, so I'm going to tell you my video schedule now because why not? So November will be Tetra Kaigi, I think. The plan with me will either be this week. It should be this week, right? Should I film it 3 days early? Or 5 days late? I think 3 days early. Okay, so this will be the November plan with me. And then I think I will do the Tetra Kaigi here. So this is when it's really good to plan when I have videos I need to post and I just need to figure out, when I'm posting them so I'm not super behind in my footage like I usually am. But I will do the 2026 Tetra Kaigi. I'll write the plan with me up here so I know it. Oh, I did that funny. Just for my reference, November plan with me. And I think what I want to do, I a bit of a spoiler, but I did get a Hobonichi, which I never thought I would get. A Hobonichi cousin, A5. And I want to talk about why I'm using that because if you know me, it's like a major plot twist. And I literally never expected to ever use a Hobonichi, which I will talk about, but I think I will do it in that week. But oh my goodness, I'm looking at that week now and it looks really busy. So maybe it's better to do it the week before and then just a non-talking, like I'm just editing this week rather than needing to film because I think this will be a studio vlog week and this will be a filming week. I think that might work better because needing to film a video from scratch and then edit it in this week might be a little bit too busy with the shop update and the sticker club. I already know I will be too busy with the sticker club. So I think the Hobonichi cousin video. And then in this week, I think just the studio vlog. I am really in need to catch up on footage on studio vlog because I really want to get up to date with it so I can film new ones again. I'm just a little bit wary of filming new videos when I know I have old ones to catch up on and I'm just building up a backlog. I didn't expect to do a kind of content schedule, but this is very helpful. And now I have a really good idea of how the month is going to play out. And I know I'm getting ahead of myself with November, but I didn't do, no, getting ahead of myself. I was like a market update. So I think that works because the market is here. Maybe I should just write it in. So we've got Mellow. How do I write this? Do I write it over 2 days? I don't know what I'm doing. Mellow market. And then Melbourne on the bottom. Oh, that didn't fit. That's okay. And so I will probably do a market update here. It is December. And what I'm thinking is I would like to try Vlogmas again. It's a lot of work. It doesn't do very well, but it's really fun for me. And I get to experiment with different things and just do more casual vlogs. So I think I might dedicate that to Vlogmas. It might be a market kind of Vlogmas. So, I mean, rather than a Vlogmas, it'll be like a market video. And that will maybe be I will film it and then get it out this week. So I'm going to write it down to commit to it. Market vlog. It's going to be a solo trip as well. So I feel like I'll definitely have more time to just kind of talk to the camera on my own. I do feel bad about, filming too much if my husband is there because I want to spend that time with him. But okay, we got really ahead of ourselves. But I think it's fine because everything is kind of connected. Like what I'm doing in October will help contribute to what I do in November, leading up to kind of the market because I need to outsource in November, the shop update, all this stuff. All right. So I'm feeling simultaneously a little bit overwhelmed, but excited because the last few months of the year are always equal parts busy, but exciting. And I'm really looking forward to my solo market trip. My last market that was on Saturday was local. And then the one before that was also local in April, I think. And then the one before that was Toasty Art Market in Brisbane in February. So I really enjoy interstate markets because I get to travel. And yes, it does cost more and eat into your profit a little bit. But to me, it's like a little holiday. So I like it. I'm a little bit rambly today. I feel like the coffee hasn't really kicked in yet. But those are my goals for October. And we're going to go into the week by week breakdown. As always, I'm going to skip this week because it's technically done. So we're going to start with the week like this week, the week of the 6th. The pen I'm using that I'm trying to get rid of, it has been, dying quite a bit, which is good. So I feel like it's almost on its way out. Week of October 6th. Week of October 13th. Week of October 20th. Week of October 27th. Okay. This is the most tedious part, probably, of the entire planning kind of routine, and it's the least fun. It's the least glamorous, but I would say this is the most important part of the plan. Just knowing what to do week to week and then breaking that down into the daily, of course, but knowing what you're doing week to week in relation to your goals so that you're always moving towards your goals is, to me, the most important part. It helps me so much. To me, this was the most kind of revolutionary, seems a bit dramatic. It was the biggest game changer because going from the month goals and trying to figure that out in the daily was like too big of a gap for me to figure out, too big of a gap for my brain to kind of bridge like, okay, but what do I need to be doing right now? I always really struggle with that. Like I'm really good at doing daily things and I'm really good at doing big long-term goals, but the middle is definitely where I struggle to break things down. And I do this not because I'm good at it, because I need it. So I hope that makes you feel a little bit better. This doesn't necessarily come naturally to me, and that's why I need to break it down like this. I get too caught up in the daily and the long-term goals, and then I find that I'm not really moving in the direction that I said I wanted to go. And that is the whole point of this. It's like correcting your steering. So you're just like making incremental changes and moving in the right direction. All right, enough talking. Let's get into week of October. That's this week. So what I haven't written down in here, but I know I need to do, I kind of already wrote it in the week here. So we've got market recap. Yes. September bookkeeping. Oh, I have done that. October plan with me. Okay, so I need to write. I don't think I can do the market recap this week. If I'm going to assume I'm not home alone, I'm going to write it anyway. But better to assume I'm not home alone tomorrow, so that I don't, feel disappointed when I can't film. Market recap, I need to do a September finances recap. Just like general business, like market recap is how much I made from the market. September finances recap is how much I made in September. And this is all Patreon workshop videos. And then October, pen is getting weird. October plan with me, which is on what I'm doing right now, and then little notes post. October little notes post. And I would like to declutter studio. I've made a start, but after market prep, it always looks like a disaster. There's just mess everywhere because I'm not trying to keep things clean. I'm just trying to get things done for the market. And I think that's good. And then I'll do the DDF, I think, next week. So DDF, in brackets, I'll put for September. And then film the Hobo Cousin video. Post video. Do I need to remind myself to post it? Probably. Filming and posting are two separate tasks. Work on sticker club. Stick club. And then I need to be photographing for the shop update because this is the week before and I don't want to be too stressed there. So in the week of no, I didn't write it. Photograph products for shop update. Okay. And then October 20th, the week of, is shop update, but also finish sticker club. Oh wait, also need to get out. I just realized my Patreon newsletter and my email newsletter. But I can't really get those out until Little Notes post is done as well. Shop update, sticker club, edit, studio vlog. Post video. I think that's it for now for that week. And then the very last week, we need the calendar and wallpaper. Need the Patreon newsletter. Oh, I didn't do October's DD app. I might do that either in the last week or I feel like I'll be way too busy this week to do it. So I'll do it in the very last week. DD app October. And I think that, plan with me. November, plan with me. And what I need to do is write myself IG reminders, plan out some Instagram content. So this week, I did post a reel, I think, on that day. This week, do I have anything to post? Yeah, I mean, I should be posting my Happy Mail for October. So IG October Happy Mail. And then let me underline that so I don't ignore it. And then next week, I don't know where the line is. Oh, it's here. Next week, IG. I'm not sure, but I would like to get better at posting my YouTube videos as clips. So I'll leave that open for now. Maybe I should do a little notes post one. I mean, I should. I mean, why maybe? I definitely should. So maybe a little notes post, which is like a bit late for it, but that's fine. And then this week, October 20th, is the shop update. And then the very last week, 27th, I have no idea. I will leave that open just in case there's something else. Maybe like a picture of the orders or something, or I want to do a video from like 2 weeks ago as a little snippet. Okay. I like how it just gets less, even though they're technically bigger tasks. Like this is the biggest week, even though it doesn't look like much. But that's pretty good. Unfortunately, that pen worked quite well. I think because I was writing on the book, it was softer. It wasn't on the hard surface. Okay, so that's the week breakdown. And now we're going to choose a week. Probably not this week because I've already started. Maybe next week. The week of October 13th. and try to break that down. Wait, I really need to find my, oh, I see it. I see my pencil. Okay, let's pencil it in like I did before here. I found that helpful, even though I didn't end up, I don't know what I did. I just got overwhelmed and I didn't pay attention to it, but I definitely was using it. Like it was helping me just adapt to this. Because sometimes I don't see this when it's here. I have a really bad tendency to just like ignore things right in front of me. So I constantly have to like change my environment to like force me to see it. That's kind of the problem with like the weekly layout kind of view sometimes. And like the daily is like a fresh page. So that helps. Anyway, I'll talk about that in the Hobonichi video, but let's write it here as well, just in case I don't have this on me. I'm just going to write out exactly the same thing. DD app for September, and then we've got I'm just going to combine these two because this is more to break it down in the daily, but I'm just going to write Hobo Cousin video. And then work on Sticker Club, Photograph Products for Shop Update. And then the last one is IG underline October little notes post. Okay, that's a good week plan. All right, let me put this to the side, I guess, because that's the same thing. Let me write in the tasks that I know are happening always, which is weekly update and also the journal update on the Wednesday. So always have to work around that. I think I am freelancing on this Friday. Maybe not. But I will assume yes, so I don't, try to include that. So I will need to film the Hobo Cousin video on this day. I can technically edit it that day as long as I film it on this day. Maybe prep for video here. And I think also record the... Oh, I was meant to be writing in pencil, but I'm really committing to it. Record DDF. Depending on how I feel, I could actually record it on the Monday and then just leave it to edit on the Tuesday. That's all right. I'll leave that. And then photograph products for shop update. Wait, so Instagram, let me write that in before I conveniently forget it. But I would like to Instagram, I think on the Tuesday. Oh, let me just write it in pen. Let me just commit. Why am I letting myself, potentially flake out of it? IG October little notes post. I need to make it happen to tick it off because when it's here, I really am motivated to want to tick it off because I like having the clean ticks instead of crossing it out. And then photograph products for shop update, probably Thursday. It does depend on weather a little bit because I do like my sun in my photos, but I need it to be good lighting instead of overcast, but it should be pretty decent lighting. So I'm going to put it here, photograph products for shop update. And then maybe work on listings. So I didn't really break down these shop update tasks, though there is quite a lot to do. But I will kind of work that out as I go. Ideally, I do break that down, but that would be a much kind of longer video. So yeah, as long as I photograph the products and kind of work on the listings there, I can get it out there. So that's pretty much it for that week. And again, the way to check with yourself if this is the right thing to do, I guess, is how would you feel when all this is done? Does this feel like a great week? Does this feel like you're making progress in your goals? For me, 100%. If I can get that video done, if I can photograph the products and start on the shop update listings, if I can record the DD app, this will be an excellent week. Even though it doesn't look like I'm doing very much, it's very productive tasks. It's things that are definitely moving the needle forward. So that's pretty simple. That's it for the planning portion. And then we're going to move into the more fun side, which is the yearly kind of overview planner. Oh, this clip is backwards. I need to update this, as you can see, October. So I will need to go through my daily log and just kind of write that so that I'm not missing anything. Wait, not October. I'm losing my mind. September. So I did write. I did write stuff. Okay, so I wasn't totally off. That's great. So I guess there's not that much more room to write. October so far. Well, October so far is the market. Sorry, I'm so out of it that I'm combining 2 months. So I'm going to write 2026 calendar cards. The Sydney Made Market. And then I had after the market, a kind of city dinner with my husband, and we did some karaoke, and that was just such a good night. So I want to say post-market dinner plus karaoke was definitely a highlight. We tried to get a room because I do karaoke a lot, and I normally get the room to hire out the room for just the both of us. There's really cheap places, but it was all booked out because, of course, it was a Saturday night, but there was Queen karaoke. And so we just paid for 3 songs, which was $5. It was so cheap. So that's what we did, and that was so much fun. And then on the Sunday, the very next day, we had a really nice day watching a kind of sports game, and had lunch at this hotel. Not hotel, it's more like a pub. Our pubs are called hotels sometimes for some reason, but that's actually weird because there's no accommodation. I've had this discussion before. Anyway, that's off topic, but I want to say UFC. It was a UFC fight and lunch. They were just very cool memories. I know it doesn't sound like much, but those memories definitely define kind of our months for us, and they were really, really nice. I think that is it so far. Yes, I'm going to leave it there, but that is pretty decent. We're only 8 days in and I've already got 4 highlights written down. So I am losing it. I'm off track. What am I doing? The month overview. So we're in November. No, we're in October. I don't know what month it is, guys. We're in October. So these are the same goals that I wrote down in the month plan before, but prep for Sydney Made, I did. Calendar cards, I did. Catch up on footage. I want to say technically I did. And then month, I can't speak. October priorities, October goals. I wrote down back into YouTube routine. I mean, let's write shop update first because that is the main priority. Shop update. Back into YouTube routine. This clip is in my way. And catch up on ARC reviews. All right, and then that's it for this planner. Going over kind of the September review, what I'm currently enjoying. I wrote this down in my Notion. The book that I loved, enjoyed the most in September was Home by Toni Morrison, which was kind of a random borrow, a spontaneous borrow. I hadn't really heard of this book. I've heard of other books, but not this book. And it was beautiful and sad and just so well written. I loved it. This is only the second book I've read of her so far, so I'm not super familiar with her work. I've only read The Bluest Eye and Home, and I really liked Home. It wasn't that long, but there was just so much emotion packed into such a short book. And the song that I am loving still is The Subway. It just gets better with every listen. The Subway by Chappell Roan. And that was one of the songs we sang at karaoke. Because it's very fun vocally to sing. I'm also enjoying, I wrote Warm Weather and Hobonichi Cousin test pages. I'm going to skip the warm weather. No, let me write it here. Only because there wasn't any space, but Hobonichi. I'll just write test pages. Okay. And then struggling with, I'm happy to report that there's not too many struggles this time. It's mostly just struggling a lot with the struggling is a bit of a, it's not the right word, but definitely overwhelmed with the politics and news cycles. There was so much happening in September, and as a person that gets very, very easily affected by, news cycles, I tend to be very strict with what I consume and when I consume it, because I definitely go down rabbit holes. But at the same time, you want to be informed, but then be very selective with what you are learning. And I don't want to, affect my algorithm so much. Anyway, I'm not going to go into that, but the politics and news cycles was incredibly intense in September. I don't know if that was just me feeding my own algorithm, which is very likely, but there definitely were a lot of things that happened. And also restocking. Just as always, restocking, market prep, just a constant struggle. Restocking / market prep. And then wins for the month. So outsourced products arriving on time is what I wrote. I believe both of them, both from my 2 different manufacturers, outsourced products. Herbie Cafe sticker pack. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, it's not a super big win. It's a win, but not enough to write down. Updated vellum envelope packaging, no flap. Took myself on solo dates. I did. Let me write that. Took myself on solo dates / it's not going to fit. Days off. Yeah, I might just write updated vellum packaging, because not just the envelopes but also the labels for it. I updated some of the sizes so that it fits better. I think I'm okay with that. All right, that is the month review, and then I think we do monthly stats next. Okay, let me pull that up. It wasn't a big month in terms of content. I was definitely behind in Instagram, YouTube, all of that stuff. I think I lost quite a bit of email newsletter subscribers. Again, another reminder. I would say this every month because, it doesn't hurt to have the reminder. The numbers do not define you. The number of followers you have, you think you can control it, but you really can't. All you can control is the number of times you post, the quality of your posts, and that's what you should be focusing on rather than your growth. And you're like, but why are you tracking it? Just because of like purely kind of metric analytical reasons. I just like to see what is the change over time. I just enjoy seeing that as a kind of like numbers person. I do like seeing that, but I'm definitely not being like, oh my God, I lost 27. I'm a horrible person. Like, don't let these numbers define you. Let me say it again. These numbers do not define you. Detach yourself from these numbers as best as possible, because that would be the best thing you can do for yourself as a content creator, as any sort of person that lives on the internet. Getting caught up in these numbers is only a disaster. I don't know anyone that is, really affected by these numbers that is also happy about it. Most people want to be detached from it. So my advice is to focus on these numbers, the numbers that you can control. How many times you post, the quality of it, how good you feel about it afterwards. Are you on track to your goals? And yes, your goal might be to get 10K YouTube subscribers or 1K on Instagram, but you can't really control that. And that I will keep saying it every single month because I do feel like it's a really important reminder, and I'm very passionate about it because I can see how much it affects people, and it's just so unhealthy because they get really, really upset. Whereas I can be like, oh, damn, I lost 27, but that's fine. And then kind of move on for that because I'm like, I can't control that. I'm not going to beg them to come back. I can't control it. And yes, I lost 27, but 9,000 people stayed, didn't they? That's another reason to think about it. If you had more people leaving than staying, then maybe there's something to like look into there, but I highly doubt it for most people. So With that being said, on September 30th, I had 9,320. So I lost 14. No, 22. Whoops. So I lost 12. Was my maths wrong? My maths was wrong before anyway. Oh no, I said 14. But now I've lost 12. Yes, okay, so minus 14. And I posted, how many times? I posted 2 times. Okay, and then we've got YouTube 9390. And that is a growth of 62. And I posted 2 times. So a little bit less than I would have liked. I think 3 would be like my ideal minimum. I don't know what the heck happened in May. I don't know why I posted so much in May, but yeah, there you go. As long as I posted once, I think that's a win. I'm happy with that. And then we've got patrons. Patrons, we dropped down to 56. That is a loss of 4. But, you know, I've lost more. I lost 9 in February. I don't even remember that. But we're still kind of averaging out to 60, which is nice. Very, very nice. Yeah, but I, again, really cannot control it. There are some people that might not be happy. But again, losing 4 people, but over 50 people stayed. That's another way to think about it. And it's just not healthy, I don't think, or sustainable to be focusing your content creation efforts and your creativity. Don't let it hinge on these numbers. It's really not that important, let me tell you. And I hope you don't I hope you don't mind me saying that every single month, because I feel like it's very important and needs to be said. And we just all need a little bit of a loving kick to remind us that it's not about the numbers. As a creative person, I have pen on myself, ink on myself. As a creative person, as an artist, as whatever you are, don't focus on these numbers. Unless you are a purely business person that only cares about this and has no creativity whatsoever in your, that's also fine. But I highly doubt it as well. There are definitely other factors we can use to judge our efforts. Again, not judging ourselves, judging our efforts. All right, rant over for that. Let's go over our goals. Quarterly goals. Not really making good progress on it. We are in October, November, December now. Oh, so I need to set quarter 4 goals. Oh, gosh. I used to be so good at like quarterly goals. And then, well, this year in particular, everything just got thrown out the window. Very unpredictable changes this year. It has been one of the most stressful years for me. So yes, have not really been focusing on quarterly goals, but you know, doesn't hurt to help kind of set a tone for the next 3 months. I definitely didn't get an unplanned podcast episode out. I feel like I made a good start on the physical TBR. Not an incredible amount of progress, but I did read The Count of Monte Cristo. There was another one I read. I don't know. I'll have to go over my books to see how many I read and like, you know, when can I actually tick this off? I didn't really specify what read is. But goals for October, November, December. I would say shop update, outsource new products, YouTube routine. Are those my goals though? I definitely do have a goal for shop update. So let me write shop update. I do need to do like a Patreon postcard, but it's a priority, but it's going to get done regardless. So I feel like my priorities, I want to write things that like really encourage me to get it done. Let's do YouTube routine. This is going to be exactly my October goals, but it's kind of related. And I was, well, not catch up on ARC reviews, but I wanted to say catch up on footage. Yeah, catch up on footage for the rest of the year. That would be nice to get back into a routine and to have caught up on all my footage. Catch up on footage. So very similar to my October goals, but they're kind of ongoing. Yeah, I'm happy with that. This will take, you know, more time to dig into. Definitely not a priority for this year, I think. But that's okay. And then my goals. That's probably not, now that I'm in October, that's probably not happening, unfortunately. So I'm going to yeah, I just don't see where I would fit that in, unfortunately. So I'm going to have to cross that off. New washi PET tape, maybe. Studio tour, no. Rubber stamp, probably not. I'm going to say no to that. This is me being kind to myself as well. That, yeah, there's no way I could get that done. I'm on track for that. I did write a little list of it to actually keep track of it because so many months I was like, I don't know how many. So there's my little list of 2025 classics, big books. Big books, I'm counting as over 700. This one I kind of just squeezed in just in case, but if there's more, I will like not count it, but that's fine. It's really close to 700, but 677, sort of Kaigen, but I'm up to 6, and I'm currently reading Aristotle's Nicomachean Ethics, so that would count as a classic, and then I'm also reading Middlemarch, which would count as a big book because that is 900 pages. So I'm on 8 right now, and I think I'm very much on track for that. Reduce receipt. Well, I feel like I was making progress and then I just added a whole bunch more. So I'm going to leave that for now still. Pull-ups. No, technically our pull-up bar is disassembled, so I haven't even been able to try recently, but I doubt it. That is pretty much it for this plan with me. I think that is it. So I will be working on shop update this month. Hopefully, doing all those videos that I said I would. I'm in a good place because I feel like after the market, I feel super inspired to get things done, clean things, reset my space. And the shop update shouldn't be as stressful as they normally are because a lot of those products are actually outsourced, but it is going to be a fairly busy month. But I know that the more I can do and squeeze into this month, the easier my next 2 months will be for market prep and for, December videos. So hopefully not too many unexpected, dramas and issues. And if there is, I will do my best. Let me write Sydney made. Let me write wedding. We do have a family wedding here. Do I need to underline it? I need to distinguish between events, I think. That's fine. I'm never going to look back at this again. I know I won't. Hopefully I do though, because this is helpful, but I have written it on my weekly kind of list. All right. So that is the plan with me. This was kind of a long one. I did have to work through my thoughts. Hopefully that helped you kind of think about your goals coming up for this month as well. Sorry, it's a little bit late, but thank you as always for watching these and enjoying me just kind of talk out loud about my goals and my plans for the month. I really appreciate you watching, you being here, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!